This is the Seagull ST36, the Chinese watch movement, built as a practice version for the ETA 6497, designed to be taken apart, and I'm about to do exactly that. I studied the diagrams, but this is the first time my hands are actually doing it. And I want to show you everything, including the parts that didn't go to plan, because that's where the learning actually happens. Hi, I'm Marcel. Welcome to Watchflow, and yes, I'm not a watchmaker. Just someone who loves mechanical watches and start digging into how they actually work. I want to personally thank you for coming along in this journey. Filmed honestly, from the beginning. No steps skipped. Subscribe if you follow along. I will do my best to upload new contents every week. On this video, the ST36. Let's get into it. First things out, the hands. They sit on a cannon pinion and a center pipe. They're delicate, and if you scratch the dial getting them off, you will know immediately. So they go into a membrane holder first. Note that I keep the tray as close to the movement as possible for minimum travel. The shorter the distance, the less chance something goes flying and is never found again. Every tool you're about to see in this bench, the tweezers, the screwdriver, the movement holder, it's in my master buying guide on Patreon. Completely free for all members. Link in the description of the video. The cannon pinion drives the hands. It sits friction tight on the center pinion, which means it needs a specific tool to remove without damaging anything underneath. This is the one, though, those places where the wrong tool costs you the whole movement. Out. Clean lift into the tray. First friction part of the session, and you feel exactly why it needs a dedicated tool. Now we flip. Dial side down, movement plate up. This is where everything is. The bridges, the wheels, the barrel. Everything that makes this thing tick is now in front of me. Before we touch anything on this side, the power has to come off. The movement under tension is a movement waiting to launch something at you. The click holds the ratchet wheel under spring tension. Lift it with a stick. Control the unwind slowly with the other hand. You don't let go. All the energy stored in that mainspring, you're releasing it in a controlled way, or you will find out what happens when you don't. At this point, I thought about flipping back to work on the keyless works first, but the balance was already exposed on this side, and breaking a sequence that was already working felt wrong. So I stayed. No right answers, just a decision. But next time, I will have that sequence locked before I start. The balance wheel comes out first on this side. This is the heartbeat of the watch. The part that oscillates back and forth 18,000 times an hour on this caliber, dividing time into equal pieces. It's also the most sensitive part of the movement. One screw for the balance bridge. Then, after taking the screw out, I want to show you something. There is a small prick hole in the plate. Here. You insert the screwdriver tip into that hole and gently with a twist motion, and the balance cock releases. The Inca block jewel stays on. I made a deliberate choice not to touch the chock system in this first disassembly, one variable at a time. I'm using the tweezers now, buried lightly, and the balance is out. If you're wondering which tools I'm using here, the full list with the links I actually used to buy them is on the Watchflow Patreon, completely free for all members. Now, which bridge comes off first? Now I have to stop and actually think. 3 bridges in front of me. The Pallet 4 bridge, the trainer wheels bridge, and the barrel bridge. Which ones come off first? I had the technical sheet. I read it. But looking at it in person, under a loupe, is a completely different experience. I spent almost a minute here just looking. Not touching, just looking. And I think that's the right instinct. Alright, click first. This is the component that keeps the ratchet wheel from unwinding on its own. Under the crown wheel, held by a single screw. You can see how it works even as you remove it. 1 tooth at a time. That's how a crown winds. Screws out. And the click. It's a bit stubborn. Took a couple of attempts from different angles before it came free. Now it's out into the tray. Then the click spring. Tiny, curve, coil, tensioned. You treat this one with respect. A spring that size released at the wrong angle, you're gonna be in your hands and knees for 20 minutes. Ratchet wheel next. This is driven directly by the crown wheel. Every turn on the crown winds the mainspring tighter. The tension is the power reserve. Well, the screw didn't come all the way through on this one. When I switch to my tweezers, I'll help a little bit. Small moment, but worth knowing it happens. Out into the tray. And this is where I noticed something. My tweezers were magnetized. I hadn't not realized. The parts were sticking slightly. Not enough to cause a disaster, but enough to feel wrong. I don't have a demagnetizer yet, so now that is on the list. Then, the crown wheel. My first reverse thread. On most screws, you turn counterclockwise to remove it. This one is the opposite. It's designed that way, so normal winding actions tighten the screw, not loosen it. I read about it, but when I feel the resistance going the wrong way and your brain says, hey, stop, that's the moment you remember. Small ring first, out into the tray, then the crown wheel. Two surprises back to back. Neither one was dangerous, but both caught me off guard. Now that's what first disassembly actually looks like. Now, the barrel bridge. Bridge screws. There are 2 of them. Taking my time here, these are small. The barrel bridge covers the mainspring barrel, the energy source for the entire movement. So this is a significant lift-off. Small screws like this, you feel the thread the whole way. Too much pressure and you risk stripping it. Too little and you're not moving. It's a feel you develop. I thought both screws were out, but when I went to pick them up with the tweezers, they weren't moving. Still in. Same lesson as the ratchet wheel, but now back to the screwdriver all the way this time. Both screws are out. I noticed the setting lever screw was in the way. A couple of turns on that, not all the way out, just enough to clear the bridge. And the barrel bridge lifts off into the tray. Trainer wheels bridge. 3 screws. This one covers the entire gear train. Center wheel, third wheel, second wheel. All of them held in place under this single plate. I took a moment here, then screwing all the screws all the way out, no shortcuts this time. The lesson from the barrel bridge is still fresh. Making sure the tray is as close to the movement as I can get it. And then screws that out. Minimum trouble. Now the lift moment. Carefully, the wheels are free the moment this bridge comes off. Bridge into the tray. One screw for the escape bridge. Escape wheel is still trapped under the pallet bridge. It will come later. Screw is out, but the bridge didn't come free. Tweezers were enough to lift it. There is a small hole in the bridge for exactly this. You insert the screwdriver tip and apply gentle pressure to pop it loose, and it popped free. Then tweezers into the tray. And now the wheel exposed. Escape wheel, third wheel, second wheel, and center wheel. Just sitting there, each one smaller than the last. Center wheel is out. Second wheel out. Third wheel out. 3 wheels, each one smaller than the last. Each one part of the change that connects the mainspring to the hands to the dial. I tried the escape wheel next. It didn't want to come clean, which told me something. The pallet bridge might still be in the way. Pallet bridge first. 2 screws for the pallet bridge. The second one a bit tight. I felt it resist before it broke free, and then it jumped. Landed inside the movement. Not ideal, but safe. Still visible, still reachable. Both screws into the tray. Minimum trouble, eyes on the movement the whole time. Bridge is off. The pallet fork is what makes the ticking sound. Every tick the fork rocks, 1 tooth release, 1 tooth cord. And now the pallet fork is exposed, and the escape wheel is finally free. Escape wheel out. The pallet fork needs a bit of persuasion. Control upward pressure, slow, out, both in the tray. The interface between the gear train and the balance wheel are done. And now the barrel. This is where all the energy comes from. Inside this small metal drum is a coiled steel spring, wound tight, releasing slowly, powering everything you just saw. Every wheel, every jewel, the balance, the pallet. All of it runs on the energy store here, barrel out into the tray. There are 2 screws in the dial side from the dial fastener. This is a practice movement, so there is no dial fitted. Not touching those. A setting lever screw. This holds the setting lever in place, a component that sits in a slot on the dial side, held only by that screw. As I started unscrewing it, the setting lever dropped from below the movement. I didn't see it go. I heard it. You can hear the reaction on camera. It landed on the bench mat, not the floor, so not lost. I made sure to show it on camera, because this is exactly the kind of things that happens when you are not expecting it. Know that before you start. Setting lever screw out. Moving on. Stem is out. Crown stays on for practice. This is the dial side of the keyless work systems. The other side is still to come. This part has the components which translate actually crown action into movement functions. Winding pinion out. Sliding pinion out. The dial side is now done. Now I need to flip the movement to get to the other side. But the Virgin 4040 holder decided this was a good moment to get stuck. Not a disaster, just a reminder that even the tools have the moments. Really? Now it's solved. Moving to the other side. If you're enjoying the video or have any questions about the tools I'm using here, comment Master Guide below. And I will send you the link to the Master Buying Guide, every tool on this bench, free on Patreon for all members. I will reply to every comment. The setting lever jumper. This is a small spring-loaded component that indexes the setting lever position. It keeps the setting lever indexed in position, winding or setting. Without it, the lever will just float between the two. 1 screw. When the screw wasn't coming off all the way though, I held it with my tweezers, and now I use the movement itself to finish the job. Screws out, and the tweezers were still magnetized. I can feel it, same issue from earlier, still catching me. Now jumper is out. Now the yoke spring. Flat spring under tension. This one can launch if you let it go without controlling it. I'm using a stick to hold it. Release slowly. Out into the tray. I noticed it, I was holding my breath on that one. Now the yoke. This one is a little bit stubborn. A little bit of controlled upward pressure. Different angle, and it's out. The minute wheel is out. And that's both sides of the keyless work done. The Inca block jewel is still on. I made the choice to leave the chock system alone for this session. One thing at a time. Now, both sides. Bare plate and bridges. Every bridge that came off, every wheel that came out, all of it is now sitting in the tray. This is what a strip movement looks like. Around 30 parts. Every one of them had a job, laid out in the order they came off. This tray is everything that makes a watch tick. And now you can see every single piece of it. First disassembly, now complete. We just need to figure out how to put it all back together. But that's a problem for the future me. Most people stop here. I wanted to go a step further and open the barrel. The mainspring is what powers everything we just saw. I wanted to actually see it. Barrel goes on a watch anvil. The anvil will give you a stable surface. The technique is simple in theory. Find the right spot on the edge of the lid, apply gentle pressure on the right angle, and it pops open. In practice, it took me a moment. Different angles, different positions around the edges. Not force damaged the lid. Just patience and the right spot. And there it is. Clicked open. And now carefully, I use the tweezers to secure the barrel anvil. If you let it go without controlling it, the mainspring can pop right off. Lid is out. Now we are separating the anvil from the lid. And we got a first look at the spring. It looks cheap, but for a practice movement, it does exactly the job it needs to. Now, let's take the spring out. Slowly and manually. A mainspring under any remainder tension can uncoil very fast. So this is controlled and deliberate. Spring is out. About 35 centimeters of coiled steel. Thinner than it looks, stronger than it looks. This is what powers every wheel, every breech, every component we just removed. All of that energy stored in here. So now the learnings. First disassembly of the ST36 is now done. 4 things that went wrong. Magnetized tweezers, a setting lever that dropped, a spring under tension, and a stubborn screw. Every one of them told me something, and none of them stopped me, the disassembly, from finishing. Going slow was the only thing that made a difference. Slow enough to notice, slow enough to correct, slow enough to learn. If you want every tool I use today, with the exact links, it's all in our master buying guide on Patreon. Completely free for all members. Link is in the description. Go grab it now while you're thinking about it. If mechanical watches fascinate you, you're in the right place. Subscribe and come along. I'll do my best to upload new content every week. I will see you in the next one. Cheers for now. Bye.